What does it take to become a legend? The giffgaff Legends Tournament. Ranked League of Legends teams battle it out to compete for a prize pool of £10,000. giffgaff Legends, Beyond the Rift.
Hello and welcome to Beyond the Rift. For the last time, this is it. The giffgaff Legends Tournament has reached a thrilling end. It's been an amazing 7 weeks of action-packed League of Legends games, culminating in the grand finals that took place at Insomnia 53 in Coventry. I'll be taking you through all the action from the day, right up to the moment where the winners received their trophy and were crowned the ultimate legends on the main stage of the Ricoh Arena. So what's coming up on this week's show? There'll be match highlights from the semi-finals and of course the final. We look back at how the tournament was made. We'll take you behind the scenes of I-53 and share what some of the top names in the industry think the future holds for esports. To the games! After a fevered last week of matches, the standings going into the finals looked a little bit like this. Team Infused finished in first place. FM Esports took second and London Conspiracy third. Perilous Rift were in fourth and Electi in fifth. You What Mate in sixth, and the other Perilous team, Void and Helix Guitar Gaming, took up the last 2 spots. That was how things looked going into Insomnia 53, and the draw for the quarterfinal matches came out with the final following pairings. In the top half of the draw, FM Esports took on Helix Guitar, and 6th placed You What Mate faced 7th placed Perilous Void. In the bottom half of the draw, league leaders Team Infused matched up against Electi, and Perilous Rift faced London Conspiracy. The team started off by playing a best-of-1 quarter-final game, except FM Esports, who were handed a bye after Helix Guitar Gaming unfortunately had to pull out. Those who made it through to the next round were You What Mate, who impressively beat Perilous Void, Team Infused and Perilous Rift. So, matching up against FM in the semis were You What Mate, and also Team Infused versus Perilous Rift with the other pairing. Remember, the teams are fighting it out for a place in the finals and also to qualify for the Riot 4 Nations event in December. Infused and Rift already had their places secured, so only really had eyes for the Legends prize pot. But the real crunch match and our first featured game was between FM and You What Mate, as neither one had qualified for the 4 Nations. This was a best-of-3 round, so let's see how they got on in the first game, with commentators Ben Hosford and Christopher Panky Pankhurst.
It'll be interesting if he does, because he suffers from similar problems to Vi in that situation. When you're up against a Janet, you have to go very, very deep, and she can easily split you up from any kind of support you've got, or even just straight up push you away. I mean, it takes perfect timing, but it's possible. If Fizz is middle of his Q, middle of his Urchin Strike, Tornado can cancel it, her ultimate Monsoon can cancel it, stop the damage and stop him in his tracks. There are many, many ways that Janet can play against or outplay a Fizz. So it's going to have to be very, very tight and precise on where Brixton picks his moments. But he's also going for a teleport, so it suggests he's happy to just sit back in lane and not really give a damn about Chriso. He's just going to farm it up and try and get that Sheen as quickly as possible so that he can teleport around and gank the other lanes instead. Yeah, it worked out for them, it were right, but Maxwell's actually been caught in his jungle by Anzalon. They've both got red buffs, but Fizzy's going to arrive here just before Ari. Flash over the wall from Maxwell, but the red buff gives up the first blood. Anzalon's incredibly low. Brixton has to flash to try and finish off the kill, but they may have signed his own death warrant as he will fall down to Ari. They do bring Janna around one side. Lucian goes over the wall, but Fizz picks it up. Now they're going to try and focus down Lucian. He flashes back the other way, picks up a kill onto Vi. Now Corky's followed him up. Corky's trying to finish off Samwise, does manage to pull it off. Brixton's very, very low in the pit, but Ari's chasing onto Corky, misses the charm. They're focused on Billy Fufu. Teleport coming out now from the red squad. That's Keys coming back after respawning. Brixton lands a great ultimate down onto Chriso, but it's not enough to keep him alive. Wizard does bind him up, but Keys is here. He's very, very close to overheating though, and if he's reduced to auto attacks, they're not going to chase Chriso for long. Binding misses, but he's blown his flash. The harpoons are all they have to deal with, and Chriso can walk away. But he goes very, very deep, immediately gets pushed away again thanks to Janna. Now Aatrox has leapt in with Anzalon. Anzalon's going to be the first one to fall, then they follow it up with Vi. Tundra's very low, but has got that Hex Check shield, of course, and is passive. Lucian picks up a double kill, forces Corky to flash away, and Tundra is still fighting. Brixton goes deep, and it's a triple kill for Lucian. Now the rest of you may have backed up to their fountain to heal and stay safe, and it's going to be a free inhibitor for FM. Now they're looking to make their way back up. There's no minions here yet for You What Mate, so they can't do anything as Ari uses her ult to come aggressive over the wall. He's looking to grab a charm onto one target. It does hit onto Keys, but the rest of the You Want Me lineup are coming back in. First target down is Rumble. Samwise is again having to flash away, but Vi's found him, will finish him off for the next kill of the fight. Chriso is the focus now. Brixton's right in amongst the middle of things. Morgana took ages to die, but down goes Chriso too. Tundra doesn't have a passive this time. He falls before Brixton comes out of Zonya's. Only Janna left alive, and You What Mate are turning this on its head. Would seem You What Mate didn't even have the timer on it. We do in fact get a teleport coming down from Keys because they wanted to try and contest that dragon, but they were way too late. Fizz, however, does land a good fish down into Anzalon because they've got them split down the middle. There's a lot of damage, and that equalizer is doing work for a You What Mate. They pick up 3 kills very, very quickly. They yet to lose anyone. Samwise dashes back under his turret. Maxlor's going to try and keep chasing. Brixton is at the front now, but can't keep that up when they're under turret with no minions. Anzalon's coming close, but Brixton's doing what he can to zone him. He might in fact get the kill. Does get his ultimate off. Tundra's in the Baron pit with them. Maxlor taking a lot of damage for it and is now trying to focus the Baron. Brixton's still in there trying to fight Jarvan. Will finish him off but loses his life. Baron goes over to Vi. Tundra's down into his passive and Maxlor's incredibly low. Goes for the knockback onto Tundra. Manages to stay alive. Billy Fufu's there trying to protect Samwise, but taking so much damage from Luke on the way. They're going to focus onto him rather than looking for the AD carry. And Rumble picks up the final kill of the fight. 4 for 2 in favour of You What Mate, and they grab themselves the Baron. FM do manage to push You What Mate a little bit off the Baron pit for now, but they have collapsed him around the side. Jarvan's going to lead forward, looking for that opening, but can't find a Cataclysm. Fizz is coming across, and a great equalizer goes down, doing a lot of damage onto Tundra first, but they can't get to the back line this time. This is much better for FM. Do see a flash forward from Brixton, but nobody catches the Fizz. Christo's incredibly low and gets bound up. He tells half to Zonya's, but they're going to focus on the Rumble. He drops down. Now they get a great Vile into the backside, but she will lose her life. Samwise is doing so much damage. Anzalon's so low, but it's still alive. And FM Esports clean up with a quadra kill on Lucian, and they could easily finish the game.
Yeah, this is where they can end their game now. They've got the ace. 60-second death timers now on the side of You What Mate. They could just go straight for this bot inhib and tank the turrets
Tank the mid inhib and just end it. There's a minute on everyone. That's all they're going to need with Jarvan's attack speed boost, Lucian's double track, everything they've got and everyone alive. FM Esports have gone and done it. That was such a hard-fought game, and I do feel a little bit sorry for You What Mate. They played that so incredibly well to hold on and to claw back from the disadvantages they had, but that last fight was exactly what FM needed. They've been holding on for so long, and when they finally managed to stop everyone in You What Mate getting to Samwise, he could do some damage. He could tear through the You What Mate lineup and secured them victory for that first game.
Yep, that fight, Samwise went untouched in the back line and we saw him in a quadra kill. But if that game's anything to go by, I'm excited for game 2.
Success for FM Esports. An impressive start for them in their first game of the day. But You What Mate could have and perhaps should have won that, which set up an intriguing prospect for the next game. Could they overthrow FM and make the series go to 3 games? Let's return to Hoss and Panky to find out.
I really like the Sona pick, maybe not for the engage, but the disengage. Because that ultimate against the Rumble, the Nami, the Wukong, that's going to be key. And we're going to see what their mid lane pick is now, because they've taken the Ahri away.
I mean, yes, that whole composition from FM right now is just running at you.
But the Q is on a much shorter cooldown, and in mid they're going for a trade. Top lane gang.
Jarvan's come in, he landed the knock-up already. Flash forward, and the Kassadin gets the first blood. Brixton, however, is in trouble in mid. Wukong's doing what he can to chase it. The charm landed to stop the damage, and Brixton picks up the kill under his own tower. Jarvan's been spotted. He's been pinged the entire way through this jungle. Keys is going to try and stop Tundra from trouble, but Wukong's coming on down. Tundra's going to turn it on him. Equalizer goes out. Tundra's doing a lot of damage, but does lose his life for his trouble. Wukong comes in, picks up 1 kill, slows down Keys enough. Keys fails over the wall, and Zed's there to finish him off for 2 easy FM kills. Samwise is doing everything he can onto Sona, who's taken so much. And the exhaust comes out the last second. Forward comes Luke, forces the flash from Samwise. Flashes aggressively for chase for the kill, but the heal's there. Tundra's come in with the teleport, and that's a dead Corki, but Keys came down too. He picks up the kill onto Nami, but doesn't have what it takes to turn onto Samwise as well, and they do have to back out after it's only 1 for 1.
They now have double the kills of FM. They were just waiting for this first tower to fall, and there it does, as Brixton engages straight up onto Chriso, lands the charm. This has got to be a kill. The Hex Drinker pops, but the auto attack, that's not magic damage, finishes Zed off.
And they're going to grab the second turret very quickly afterwards as well. That top one being finished off by Jarvan and Kassadin. Tundra didn't have his teleport even if he wanted to come and save that. Now all that's left is bottom tier 1 turret for FM Esports. You what, mate, well and truly in the driver's seat this time around. Anzalon comes top, will pop his ult onto Maxwell and Keith, but he is very much alone and they do a lot of damage. Anzalon very, very aggressive, and I like the ambition.
Yep, they are chasing Zed in the jungle at the moment. Needing to be very careful here, however, as Keys in the top lane, clearing the pink ward, but now they've found an Anzalon. The charm narrowly misses as Chriso now comes around. Wizyu could get an amazing ult off, and there it is.
He does get it just onto Chriso, who gets his ult back onto Ari, but he will still die regardless. They're going to follow over for a double kill onto Jarvan to pick up Anzalon. Now Billy Fufu's being pushed off by Keys, and all 5 members of You What Mate have switched up to push this middle lane. 2 quick, easy picks has opened up this tower. But Corki might be in trouble down bottom if he's not careful. Samwise goes in aggressive, dashing forward. Anzalon comes out, has got the knock-up, doing so much damage under the turret, but Luke does flash away. Now he's behind the creep for the last bit of damage, but a dash forward from Anzalon's the kill. But they were a dragon, so here comes the rest of You What Mate. Anzalon's going to be focused down by Keys, and he'll be finished off. Now Samwise does have the support of Billy Fufu, so it is a 1-for-1 trade, but Brixton's got 2 people on him. He's looking for
the charm.
Chris, so Tundra gets a good ultimate off, and they force the leap over the ultimate from him.
And they're going on.
Tundra, they're going to leap forward. Brixton looking for the opening, trying to land a charm. Can't quite yet, but a flash forward forces a flash out of Anzalon. He gets his ultimate out, and there's an equalizer coming down. That's a lot of damage onto Brixton and Maxwell. That's exactly the combo FM wanted, but they're so far behind that Tundra will drop down before picking up even 1 kill, and even Jarvan made it out of that with his life.
Getting a little bit anxious here as we see Keys actually getting split from the team as now Jarvan goes in.
Goes around that beautiful solar ornament across so many people. Wukong's the first one down. Still waiting for the next casualty. It is actually Corki. FM grabbed that kill, but Rumble will follow very quickly afterwards. Chriso used so much on Corki that he's going to be focused by Maxwell, but Samwise is doing a lot of damage here. Kassadin's got in and he's got half health. He's going to chase them for days. It's a double kill for him so far, and so it's 3 members down for FM Esports at only the cost of Corki for You What Mate. Teleport from Keys is coming up from the bottom lane. They are going for that fight. Anzalon goes deep, gets a 2-man knock-up up. He's going to get blown down very quickly, but a good equalizer comes out from Tundra. This time it's slowing so many members of You What Mate down. Still no one to fall. Kassadin's in the far side. Rumble's down. Samwise is down. Chriso's looking to get into Brixton. He does do what damage he can, but will the pop be enough for final damage? Doesn't appear so. Double kill for Kassadin as he finishes off Anzalon. Chriso gets out, but got no kills when he went in. 5 members of You What Mate left standing. 3 members of FM are dead, and they're looking for an inhibitor.
This is a solid game from You What Mate. They're taking perfect fights right now. I mean, I personally would have stayed on that Baron, but their decision worked out for them.
That's why you're sitting on the casting
couch. That's
their winning a game.
That's why, yeah. Yep. Yep. Definitely so. That is
wow,
straight
up surrender vote from FM Esports. So they've realised that this game is very much out of their hands. It's 23-6. After being honest, it's not the most secret of strategies, shall we say. It's not hard to figure out at their point, and kudos to You What Mate. They played that game perfect from the start. They had that early lead. They fed it onto Brixton, as we saw with his LeBlanc. They took control of it, and they took the map along with the game too.
Yeah.
We saw them do very well towards the second half of that first game, that first semi-final match. They had to take that time. They had to get their composure. They had to get in their groove, and now they've found it. They are a terrifying team.
That was hard to stop. Jarvan was key in that 6-1. Kassadin 10-2. Ari 5-0. Again, it was. I'm going to assume that Max Loss said to bot lane, just go even. Top and mid are destroying, just go even, and we've got this. And that's what happened. They absolutely destroyed their solo lanes, and bot lane did the best, and Sona there didn't die. 11 assists. That comp was amazing, and it worked.
You What Mate evened the score. That result wiped out the 2 previous games, leaving the 3rd as the all-important decider. Whoever won this would go through to the grand finals and also qualify for the 4 nations. Let's go back to the action with Hoss and Panky.
Sandra top from Tundra.
That
Yet to know exactly what he's up against, and You What Mate have late to the last second to decide on it. Kassadin again. Graves has actually been locked too by Samwise, so he's going to take that instead of a Corki here up against Lucian. So a slight change in what we've seen throughout the course of the day. And it does look like You What Mate, exactly as you mentioned, are happy to go with that Kassadin again. She works very, very well against Lissandra, and we've already seen Keys have a very convincing game on it. The pings are coming out. We're going on to Billy Fufu. He gets bound up. Samwise's focus gets slow, but now they've spotted Lee Sin. And Bitwizu needs to be very careful. He doesn't catch the Sonic Wave Flash. Down on the turret goes Anzalon. He's been exhausted. The turret shots are coming out, but they haven't quite got enough other auto attack to follow it up. But Rengar's coming in. He looks for the burst. Anzalon's so incredibly low. He will fall down for first blood to Rengar. Refreshes his double buff, but Samwise goes deep. The return kill actually goes to Billy Fufu. He goes to double buff. Dash into the bush from Luke. Gets a double kill. Now she's got red buff and is chasing on to Wizu. Can he get under his own turret in time, or is there enough auto attacks from Sonar? Not quite. Wizu gets out with his life, but FM's bottom lane are sitting very pretty. Chriso goes in again. Brixton manages to charm him, but then has to dance around the rest of the members of FM that are collapsing onto him. Anzalon kicks him back to the tower because he flashed that way. We do see Tundra blowing his ultimate onto a black shielded Morgana. Now he's in the charm, and the charm comes in. Tundra's the first one to go down, but we see Lee Sin going into Morgana. Rengar's the next one to fall. Buddy Fufu's being focused on. Maokai's coming to focus down him. He will grab the kill onto Sona, but Morgana died in the backside to Anzalon, and it's a 2-for-2 trade. But there's still many members of Uwatme up with lots of health to them, and they are forcing their way up this middle lane. Rengar's actually ulted up. He goes straight into Billy Fufu, gets nuked down, but now Maxwell's got to turn and run. Finding his onto Samwise, but the ult from Tundra goes straight into Brixton. Chriso's there too. Ari will fall down. Anzalon's very low and will eventually drop. Samwise is dashing away from Luke, but Tundra is not so lucky. We do see Keys getting the slowdown. Tundra gets in deep. They finish off Morgana. They finish off Lucian. Chriso's around the back. Will Keys also fall? Max Law's the last member standing, and it's a double kill for Tundra, and 4-2 in favour of FM Esports. Now Uwatme are looking to pull out the dragon, but Anzalon's coming around from one side. Ari is there zoning out Samwise and Chriso. The teleport's coming down from Tundra on the top lane. Billy Fufu's now incredibly low. Tundra missed his snare. Tundra does miss his snare. Maxwell's already used his ultimate though. They focus on Anzalon. Now Maxwell gets nuked down. Samwise is sorry, not Samwise. Luke is dead. Maxwell is dead. Brixton's got to turn and run. Keys is very tanky, but he's got 5 members of FM chasing him through, and that's not gonna change a thing. Down goes Keys, Maokai, and FM. 3-for-0 this time around. They don't have the exact number, of course they didn't see it get killed, but they've opted to go for control of that side of the map instead. Whereas the Dragons are focused, but Brixton's going forward onto Chriso. Chriso actually blinks back in the wrong direction. May have just suicided. He is still in the zonage for a little while, but will eventually fall down without turning the damage onto Brixton. Now it's a numbers advantage for Uwatme. The rest of FM are looking to finish off this Dragon quickly. They do pick that up, but now Tundra's caught Maxlaw. Maxlaw's going down very, very quickly. Sonar and Graves are in combination. Finish him off. They've also finished off Morgana. It's a double kill for Graves, but now Keys has come to join them. He's looking to try and collapse into onto one. Bunny Fufu is taking a lot of damage from Luke, but Luke gets flashed onto by Tundra. Keys goes in onto Billy. Can he finish off one kill? He does, but Brixton's taking all sorts of damage from Samwise in the back. Now Keys has got to tank Tundra and Samwise as a pair, and he's not going to pull that one off. It's another double in the same fight from Samwise, and FM come out with an ace. They do clear out that wave quickly. Now they're looking, they've got a turret. They do take this tower down very rapidly. Samwise though gets bound up afterwards. Sonoro goes out, catches on to Brixton. Tundra now goes in deep. Keys is at the backside. We see the first casualty being Ari down in the fight. Morgana gets a big stun off, but FM are all very, very low in amongst that. Down goes two. Tundra and Chriso down to Keys, but Samwise is still up and doing so much damage. Billy Fufu and Lee Sin are there. Triple kill for Graves. If he picks the next one up, it's a quadra, and only Morgana's left standing as FM push on to the inhibitor turret.
They're trying to bait something out here. Are you what, mate? As Rengar ults, they could go on the block, but they're going to go Tundra.
They focus on straight through. Zonya's up to avoid most of the culling, but Chriso's the next focus down. Sonoro comes out and hits across 3. Now Samwise is coming in doing so much damage. He picks up 1 and it's Ari that drops down. Anzalon in amongst everyone. Double kill for Graves. Triple kill for Graves. He's looking for a full penta. LeBlanc steals 1. He gets a triple. Tundra gets the last, and it's an ace for FM Esports with 50 seconds on the timers. They're going to walk straight into this base. There's nothing that Uwatme can do to defend this, and FM Esports will take the second spot in our grand final up on the main stage, and the spot of the Four Nations tournament coming up in December. Congratulations, FM. What a phenomenal finish.
What a great series. We had 2 40-minute games. The second one where Uwatme won, they just had a brilliant game, but getting another one was too much to ask. A great series, and we're going to get to see the age-old rivalry of Infused and FM in the final.
FM took the match, meaning they grabbed a place in the final and qualified for Riot's Four Nations event as well. So looking at the final score, FM won it 2-1. I spoke to the team captains afterwards, and here's what they had to say. I mean, like, talk us through that game. Were there any kind of surprise sort of moments that really stood out for you?
Throughout the series or just the final game? The last game, I think, again, it was like really close, sort of like really intense team fighting and stuff. It was going back and forth either way. Maxwell was getting some really good picks with his Rengar. They had a really good team fight, but eventually we just sort of, it was like war of attrition. Eventually we were winning sort of like by 3 kills, then 4, then 5, and then slow. very, very sort of like methodical game it ended up to be.
I mean, what was the point where you sort of felt like you might have lost it? Was there a particular point in any one of the particular games?
Honestly,
is it just so fast you're not even, like, do you have that much awareness of the outside of what's going on, or is it just you're very kind of much on like what your task is at that moment?
I think we do sort of have quite a good overview of the game as it goes on. I think in the first game it really wasn't over until it was over. Yeah. Sort of, we were still winning every fight when we lost, and then we made one misplay and there it was, because we'd already lost when they got 4 kills at the bottom lane. They pushed all the way and they had sort of an open inhib and they had minions in our base, so sort of whenever they liked, if they won one fight, they could come in and win. But in the third game, I think once they got the 2 inhib, sort of we had a couple of bad fights where they got engages on us, and that was pretty much it.
The other semi-final was between Team Infused and Perilous Rift. Earlier, Infused had beaten Electi in the quarters and Rift had overpowered London Conspiracy. But it was Infused who came out top this time, dispatching Rift in 2 straight games. This result gave us the lineup for the grand final and the 3rd and 4th place playoff game. As we've just found out, FM Esports and Team Infused made it through to the finals, and YouWhatMate and Perilous Rift went on to play for the 3rd and 4th places. Before we reveal the results of these matches, let's take a quick pause to look behind the scenes of Insomnia 53. It takes a lot of heavy lifting, moving, cable laying and muscles to get ready for an event like this.
Double kill for Graves, triple kill for Graves, he's looking for the full penta, LeBlanc steals 1, he gets a triple, Tundra gets the last, and it's an ace for FM Esports.
That second game was incredible, the way they played it out. They played it out damn near close to perfection, and congratulations FM, what a phenomenal finish.
Turret number 1. It will fall down very quickly, but now Corky's back out. Dan goes deep, but is not deep enough. He'll drop down. Rafa's been stunned. Rafa gets the quick Mikhail's crucial from Wawa to save his life, but Nexus Turret 2 is down. Nexus itself is exposed, and FM Esports take game number 1 in our best of 3 final. Tundra's going to have Dark Flight in a moment. Rafa's caught out by Anzalon. Chriso gets the kill. Over the wall goes Tundra. He's under the turret. He's tanking it for as all he can, but he doesn't have passive. Geo Bear takes the last shot from Billy Fufu, and it's another ace for FM Esports.
great fun to be part of all that. Now back to the games. After a long day playing LOL, the grand final was in sight. Just one more result to give you though. Mate and Perilous Rift, the unlucky losers in the semis, battled it out for the 3rd and 4th place. And it was Perilous Rift who won this series, taking 3rd place, leaving Mate in 4th, and that just leaves us with the final. It was between old rivals, FM Esports and Team Infused. Another best of 3, and in the fancy setting of the main stage of the Rico Arena, the teams were playing for a prize of £5,000, and of course to be crowned the winners of the giffgaff Legends tournament, plus a very fancy, no expense spared trophy. Who would get to lift this piece of silver? Let's find out as we go into our first game. The commentators for this match are Hoss and Panky.
So as far as 5-item mages go, Victor has some of the highest burst in the game. But unfortunately, of course, he gets outscaled by everyone else because he's stuck with that item slot. That's a bit of a problem. But as far as the early game and the mid game goes, he has an incredible power spike. We do see a very quick counter from Tundra, though, poking it and that Kassadin to go in the top lane, which was used against FM again in that middle game, in the game they lost in that semi-final series. So it's not unheard of, but it's also going to be a slow start in that top lane. We're going to have effectively 2 mid lane matchups.
3 damage off, but Rengar top lane.
Comes straight up the river. Tundra's gone in with a slow, and despite the stun landing from Rifty, he's taking a huge amount of damage. Can't quite turn it back onto Kassadin for the kill, and will drop down to first blood for Tundra. But Anzilon is heading up top. He's going straight into Rifty, gets the snare down. Tundra's doing what damage he can, but doesn't want to blink under turret because he's still incredibly low himself. And that stun is all Rifty needed to get out of there with a flash of his own. But Infused now using that opening to try and take down the dragon instead. Quick insect play from Dan. Does kick Samwise in towards his team, but Samwise just turns to do the damage. Rafa is taken incredibly low. The 2 members of FM, though, are pushed right back and out. They have to dash over to get towards their own turret. Billy Fufu is so low, but will finally fall to Rafa's auto attacks. And now there's only 2 members of FM left here to try and defend this dragon. They're doing what damage they can over the wall, and they do take Dan very low. He's now got to be careful trying to tank that. Does decide it's not worth the risk. Now FM have decided it's time for them to start making a play towards this dragon. They're looking to grab vision control around it. Infuse have a good couple of plays towards, so they can see this is happening. But Tundra can teleport down. Victor can teleport down. Victor, in fact, going off first, but a steal comes in from Dan. He will lose his life for it, but he got the dragon. That's what he wanted. They brought Victor down. They brought Kassadin down. We'll see who's next to fall. Geobest focuses on Anzilon, but Anzilon will get the kill first before falling himself. Both Rengar and Orianna down. Janna next, then Corki, and now only Rifty left standing for Infused, and it's an ace for FM Esports.
Really, really great clean-up fight there from FM.
But Rifty's getting stunned up and poked down by Xerath. He's in fact popped his ultimate, lands 1, dodges the 2nd, lands the 3rd. Rifty's incredibly low, forces the Janna out to try and heal him up. Dan's down low as Anzilon comes in. Xerath picks up the kill onto Lee Sin. Now Tundra's being focused and will be finished off by Victor, but Samwise has only just joined the fight. It's 4v4 and FM have far more health at the moment, but there's still an Orianna shockwave to be careful of, and they need to be a little bit wary. Xerath is still poking down from range, lands another stun onto Rafa and puts a lot of damage. There's the ult comes out from Geobear, forces a flash away from Chriso and Samwise, and Infused do well to come out on top there.
Yep, he's been a magnet for these Xerath stuns, hit twice now, I think, in crucial moments. And Orianna sending out the threat, just having the ball there is a threat in itself because it means there could be a potential ult.
Stun from Billy Fufu. Ult comes down from Xerath from max range, takes down very low, but Tundra may be the first to fall. The burn goes down, Lee Sin, there goes Tundra. Geobear with a great ult, but Anzalon's in amongst the Infused squad, picks up 1 and starts wailing away on Geobear. He's looking to finish off this Orianna as his next kill, but Orianna will finish him in return for a double. FM have to turn tail and run. It's only a 2-for-2 trade in the end, but what an explosive fight. Then FM got their blue, and now the dragon is back up, so they've all grouped and rotated around towards it. They know that Rifty was still in the base somewhere, but he has teleport, so they don't want to risk going too aggressive. Rengar has popped his ultimate, however. The Monsoon goes out early. Geobear gets nuked down before the shockwave can go off. Wawa's the next one to take a lot of damage, but an ult comes out from Billy Fufu, only hitting 1 person this time. Rafa is low, but the rest of FM can't get close this time. It's just the 1 pick, but it is on a very crucial target.
Yep, Geobear is down.
Make that 2 picks. The range from Xerath is insane, and they do pick off Rafa. Flash forward from Chriso. Can't quite pick up the next one, but he does slow onto Rifty, and that's enough for Samwise to finish him off. Now Dan's got the Ignite tick, and he goes in because he realizes he's got nothing left, but he will pick up the kill onto Xerath in return. But still, FM Esports pick up 4 for the price of 1. They are ever so slowly edging their way out again as they're spotting some members of FM. But can't quite make anything stick right now. Tundra is just shrugging off all the poke coming their way, whereas he used to be evenly trading with Rifty backwards and forwards. Rifty's damage now really doesn't seem to bother him as he's got that build up. But we do see ults coming out from Xerath again. They've got a lot of damage down onto Dan. They pick off Janna. Dan has to kick Tundra away to stop him chasing him, but a quick 1 kill for FM is enough, and they're happy with it. They can now take out all the wards that Infused had just placed, get complete control of that jungle back again. And Rengar, in fact, he's looking to go deep in mid. He goes straight into Geobear. The shockwave only hits 1 this time around. Anzalon picks up 1. They're looking to shift onto Rifty. Samwise is chasing with a red buff, and it's an easy kill. Now the inhibitor is completely open and exposed. There's only 2 members of Infused left, and they've got a heal on the fountain. FM pick up inhibitor number 1 and are looking to end the game right here, right now. On to Nexus turret number 1. It will fall down very quickly, but now Corki's back out. Dan goes deep, but is not deep enough. He'll drop down. Rafa's been stunned. Rafa gets a quick Mikhail's crucial from Wawa to save his life, but Nexus turret 2 is down. Nexus itself is exposed, and FM Esports take game number 1 in our best of 3 final.
A really great way to finish that game. The initiation from Rengar, just using the Umos to grab the move speed and increase the damage as soon as you jump on someone, just meant Orianna couldn't do anything. The shockwave was panicky, it only hit 1 member, and it just led the way for FM to snowball it right at the end there and just pile through.
Well done, FM Esports. That was the first game under their belts and the psychological advantage. Infused needed to win the next game to even the scores and stay with the chance of claiming that grand prize. Let's see what happened as we go back to Hoss and Panky.
Not too much of a surprise, to be honest. They trade very evenly in that lane, and with the rest of Infused's team, that is a huge AoE composition. You get that ult comes down from Leona, that solar flare, and you get the ult comes down from Rumble. It covers a massive amount of area, and it's a massive amount of crowd control just on top of it. Then you've got a void zone, or a null zone, sorry, from Malzahar. I'm so unused to saying his name. It's so rare. From Malzahar down on top of everything, as well as Jinx just wailing away at you with rockets from max range. And then her ultimate too, as we've all seen, tear through grouped up teams with that percentage health damage. But at the same time, to do all that, you got to be very, very close together. And if Chriso really is as great and incredible on this Orianna as everyone seems to be scared of him for, now Rumble is in trouble as we see Anzalon coming down with that Powerball. He's got the double weapon, the taunt comes off. Now Tundra's here, he's looking for a knockup. He's only got the slow at the moment though because he's still level 1, but there's so much damage. Lucian picks up the first blood. All 5 members of both teams are down here now. This is risky for FM to start off because they're going to take a lot of damage from it. Anzalon uses that ball curl up already, so he hasn't got the defense, but Tundra leaps in, looks for 1. Equalizer comes down, Shockwave goes off and hits 2. Tundra's going incredibly low, but Geobear's focused down. Chriso's the first one down. FM picked up that. Malzahar's following up. Dan tries to go over a wall. He's the next one to fall. There's so low health bars on everyone on FM, but they get the torn down onto Rafa. He's knocked up now by Tundra, and the sustain is there. Lucian will fall, but FM manages to answer with a double kill in onto Jinx, and it's 3 for 2 so far. But Rifty is starting to come down towards mid because all 5 members of FM Esports are pushing this middle tier 1 turret. Anzalon's looking for that opening, looking to dart in there and grab someone with a taunt, but they're not opening themselves up yet. Dan now, however, might do. Shockwave hits no one from Chriso. He's going to get stunned up instead. He's going to have to flash away from Wawa, but Wawa's taking massive damage and will be the first to fall. Billy Fufu goes down without using his ultimate himself. Tundra is now very, very low. It's just a support for support so far, but Anzalon's next to fall, followed by Lee Sin very quickly. Rafa is exposed. Tundra will go down into his passive just after trying to Dark Fly. Going to come up straight into a snare. Uses his slow onto Rifty and just about walks away. Malefic Visions are ticking, and then that last minion looking for that auto attack to finish him off. Can't find it. Dan now coming down from top with Rifty in tow. Anzalon is a terrible spot at the moment. Going to have Wawa Kim and run one side. 3-man stun comes out from Billy Fufu. Now Chriso's here. Only gets 1 with the ultimate this time around. It is Leona, but she'll be the first to fall. Sona kicked away by Lee Sin, however. Samwise is caught out by Malzahar. Not quite enough to finish him off. Lee Sin gets him at the end. Rumble falls as well. Dan dashes to a ward to try and keep himself alive. Tundra's chasing onto Geobear. Will not quite be slowed by Rafa. Rafa now is horribly exposed, trying to kite using those rockets. Tundra's going to have Dark Flight in a moment. Rafa's caught out by Anzalon. Chriso gets the kill. Over the wall goes Tundra. He's under the turret. He's tanking it for as all he can, but he doesn't have passive. Geobear takes the last shot from Billy Fufu, and it's another ace for FM Esports.
4 members of FM just waiting for that last man, waiting for Samwise to come and join them to deal this killing blow. Anzelon's coming forward.
There it is.
Flash wall from Tundra, they're going in. Rafa's exposed. Rafa gets taunted up. Equalizer goes down. Sonoro actually hits no one this time around, and Dan is on Chriso. The Mikaels comes out to heal him up, but Dan will fall down as soon as Chriso's cooldowns come back. Samwise has finally joined them. He's actually making a beeline for Baron and now changing his mind as there's only 3 members of Infuse left to defend this inhibitor turret. Shockwave misses completely again. Chriso trying to use it a bit more ambitiously now. Tundra leaps forward again, tries to go onto Geobear. The Culling's coming out and only catches him with 1 shot. Tundra's doing what he can to slow them down. Rifty will fall to Chriso. Now it's Geobear their focus. Samwise dashes forward, has got enough to finish him off. Only Leona left standing, and FM Esports can easily grab an inhibitor off this. FM have taken a lot of poke, but they are looking to try and take this turret down now. Samwise will join them. In goes Tundra, gets a 3-man stun off from Billy Fufu. Wawa is pulled in, but Malzahar is nuked. Rafa's now being focused by Tundra. Tundra's down into passive as Leona falls. Massive damage comes out from Chriso onto Dan. Rifty is on the run. Rafa is doing all he can with his ultimate, but Anzelon's chasing them down with the Powerball. Taunt goes off onto Rifty. Tundra comes forward, can't land a slow. Samwise is there to try and focus it down. Rafa will fall. Tundra goes down to the turret. Rifty's on his fountain. Anzelon drops to the fountain, but FM Esports are on to the Nexus turrets. The first one is being focused down by Samwise and will fall. Second one goes down to Chriso and Billy Fufu. Now they're focusing onto Rifty. He's doing what he can to try and stop the inevitable, but the Nexus is exposed. FM Esports have taken 2 very quick games here up against Infuse and well earned this £5,000 to take the first place in their giffgaff Legends tournament.
Yeah, it's been a great day for them so far. They firstly qualified for the 4 Nation spot just by being in this final, and now they've just won it 2-0, taking it in very convincing fashion. 2-0 to FM Esports. Tundra has led his team to victory.
Congratulations, FM Esports, the victors of the giffgaff Legends tournament. And what worthy winners. They get a lovely present of £5,000 and a fabulous trophy. Just take a look at that bad boy.
So let's bring them out. Let's hear a big round of applause for FM Esports, who are our winners. Let's hear it. I'm going to walk you down to the front so you can come and see this delightful, majestic, shining beacon of light that is your trophy. So, I mean, look at that sexy thing there. Right, okay, so like talk us through very quickly. Tell us what happened from your perspective in the game.
We thought it just everything went to plan. Everything they did, we planned for, we knew how to counter it, and it just went perfect.
Did you hear that? They were planning things. Planning. It's not even listening. I mean, is that the key to really nailing it? You just got to know how to react in every possible situation?
Yeah, being very diverse and being able to read your opponent and be able to counter them is the best way of winning.
And out of your team, who do you reckon did best? Who will get the packet of Haribo on the way home in the car?
I think we all put in a huge amount of effort, but especially for the final, Chriso really, really stepped up.
Good, last good.
MVP. All right, well, look, you guys did incredibly well. All I may say, obviously, you know, you've won a stack of money. Don't go and lose it all at once. I know there is a casino here, so this could get a little bit on the dangerous side. So don't go and lose it. But of course, you do get your wonderful, beautiful trophy. Let's hear it for our winners of the giffgaff Legends Tournament. FM Esports, hold it up. Come front and center.
That trophy will look wonderful sitting on a shelf in one of their loos or something, I don't know. Let's speak one last time to the winning captain, Tundra. Congratulations, dude. How does it feel to win the giffgaff Legends tournament?
Feels amazing to win the giffgaff Legends tournament.
So what did it feel like playing on the main stage?
It was really nice to be playing on the main stage once again, as it's been a little bit of time since we've been on a stage that size, and the production was amazing, and it was just a great experience.
After winning the first game, I mean, how confident were you that you could go on and win the series?
After winning the first game, it was a really good motivator for us to go on to win the whole series, because especially in a best of 3, winning that first game is so crucial because it takes a lot of the pressure off, given that even if something does go wrong in the second game, it doesn't matter, you've still got a shot. Whereas it puts all the pressure on the other team because they're then faced with if they lose, it's over. So we were really confident after winning the first game.
So what's it been like taking part in this tournament?
Taking part in the tournament overall has been a really good experience. I really like how giffgaff have chosen to go with a different format that's never been done in the UK scene before. And it was really good to play against all of the sort of lesser known teams and get some great interaction with them. And I'm sure they really enjoyed playing a lot of the top teams as well. And then going into the LAN finals, it was also really, really good in that it was a lot more sort of prestige to trying to play in that kind of tournament where it's built up over the 8 weeks coming into it and then playing on a LAN finals. It was really, really good.
Four Nations is next. How are you feeling about it?
With Four Nations coming up, we're feeling very good coming off of this. Given that the game's received a huge patch, there's a lot to be learnt in the next 2 weeks coming up to the group stages, but we're fairly confident we can at least get out of the groups, and then we'll just have to take it from there.
Well, thank you so much. Good luck and goodbye.
Thanks very much, and goodbye.
It's been an epic journey for giffgaff's first esports tournament. From the teams who spent hours battling it out on the Rift, to the live streaming nights, well, to this very show taking place every week. We wanted to give you a little taste of what it's been like to put it together. This is the making of the tournament. Hello and welcome to Beyond the Rift, the show that brings you all the top highlights.
Gang from Rammus, he's going to be taunted up. He's going in a lot of damage and it will be first blood.
I am Christopher Pankhurst, joined by James Stress O'Leary this week.
What does it take to put on a tournament like giffgaff Legends?
It's been a very fun project for us to deliver, me personally, to be involved in. Esports has been a passion of mine since 2008, and I've always tried to find a way of how we can add some value to it and improve it, and I'm so happy that giffgaff has been as excited as I have to be able to deliver something like this.
1 year of preparation and a passionate crew. More than 30 teams have taken part in the tournament. We've signed up over 150 players. There's been one weekly live stream with 6 different commentators.
The whole experience has been absolutely amazing and there's been so much hype created around it, and I've been so glad to be part of it.
We've seen teams like Best College UK, who while they've been playing together for a long time, have only just started competing in tournaments, really evolve and really learn how to play at a competition level.
Each week, Julia Hardy has presented a highlight show.
It's been so much fun hosting this, I have to say. Every week I come in, we've got a great team of people here at giffgaff who just make it an absolute breeze to work with. I've enjoyed kind of all the crazy interviews and different, kind of match play, stuff like that. It's been great, and I get to stand on a table as well, and half of the giffgaff office thinks that I'm really, really weird because I stand on a table every week and gesticulate my arms, but that's kind of been the high point for me, really, is just freaking out at giffgaff.
We've seen 42 exciting days of qualifying games.
This is a last-minute defense from TDS, 2v4 under their own turret, being tanked up by Maokai forever, however.
156 incredible matches.
He's going to keep the chase going. Chorizo over the walls, landed the Q, the Ignite's already out, and it's first blood for FM Esports. We're only a minute in.
Thousands of fans watched us live on Twitch.
One of them, Chorizo, used to be a very, very strong LeBlanc player.
We've heard some fascinating stories.
The biggest myth in esports is that it's easy, there's no work involved, you sit there and play games.
And all of that work led us to the grand finals.
We are here at the Rico Arena here in Coventry, 5:53, for the final of the giffgaff Legends tournament.
So we have all 10 players in the lobby again.
For our first ever event, I think this has gone really, really well. We've taken a massive amount of learnings, but we also take a lot of pride in what we've delivered and achieved as well. I can't think of anyone else that's done what we've done, and that's an amazing thing to be able to say.
Overall, I think the results speak for themselves. We've had such a great time with Julia and all the casters, and I've learned so much about kind of what goes on behind the scenes that I didn't know about before. So yeah, absolutely loved it. Love to do it again. Looking forward to doing it again, actually, next year.
So
So yeah, I think for us, we've hit every kind of target which we set ourselves, and the feedback which we've been getting from people that have been involved has been very positive, very happy. So yeah, we feel really good about how it's gone.
And this is just the beginning. Keep an eye on giffgaff for more in 2015.
Yeah, I'm still standing on a table. I'll probably miss it next week when I'm not here and feel a lot shorter. Each week we've been telling you about the many blogs and interviews that are on our esports portal, such as Apollo, Spamfish and Pansy, to name but a few. But we're going to keep adding more, so do keep an eye on the site to see what's new. As we're the new kids on the block when it comes to esports and we're hanging tough, shame. We've also taken this opportunity to quiz some of the top names to see what they think is the future of the industry. And here's what they told us.
The future of esports is what we are doing now, but growth and support. It is always going to continue to grow, and it's always going to continue to gain more support, and it's just going to be bigger. I think we'll see a lot more of the big events that we don't see very often happen more often, such as events in stadiums and so on. I think these will become more and more important over the years. And I think everywhere will take a couple of steps up. So if you think about people who are running, let's say an example, daily tournaments, in a year or two they'll be running weekly tournaments. The people running weekly tournaments are running monthly tournaments. You know, the people who are running events on the weekends are now doing monthly events and so on. It just is always going to take a step up.
I think esports has had a really big influence on Twitch and on the industry as a whole. You know, when Justin TV changed to Twitch TV, it was a lot of the LoL streams, the Dota streams, the StarCraft 2 streams that really brought the big viewer bases in. And then they find, you know, streams like my stream, which is a variety stream, which is how it all started. And they go hand in hand, you know. I think 80 to 70% of the viewers on Twitch come for esports.
I think in the future, the live spectator experience is going to become even more important. You know, we're looking at bigger lights, bigger sound. You know, we want pyrotechnics. We want all the glitz and glamour that you would have at a rock concert. And we want it to be this big, iconic experience that you'll always remember. That's what it's like to attend an ESL event.
The future of esports is bright. Let's start me this way. I think the venues will get bigger and bigger. I mean, they are already big. We'll fill up the stadiums, but regularly, not only once a year, maybe a few times a year. The prize money will increase. The acceptance by the local communities will go up as well. Depends from country to country where esports is fully accepted or not. I think esports is so unique, and esports brought the whole internet broadcast so much forward that I think that esports is not depending on classic media. I think the classic media has more a problem that they have to fit in somehow into the internet world, where esports already is totally in.
I constantly see esports growing for many, many years to come. While we see traditional sports these days and we're looking to get some things from them and leave some behind, the things like player unions and the sponsors that are coming in and the primetime television slots, esports can sit in. We still need to make sure we keep what is traditional and what is the core of esports, which is effectively people in their bedroom watching the game, but at the same time we can go global, we can explode, and we can cover the millions and billions, in fact, of audiences that traditional sports have got.
I think esports is at a point where it has a proven success, or it has become a proven success that could make it long-term one of the top 5 sports in the world. in terms of audience size, participant numbers, and maybe also at some point sponsorship involvements. So I think we will see a lot more support from society as a whole, and that will afford us or allow us to grow esports even bigger. So I have no doubt in my mind that it will still be bigger 10 years from now than it is right now. Will it ever be as large as football? That will be tough, but outside of football, I think eventually we will outgrow every sport in the world.
The future of esports, personally, I think that it needs to go away from television. I think that esports is fine by itself. We've got Twitch, we've got Azubu, we've got Hitbox, just streaming all these great services. Having offers from TV like ESPN, yeah, it's great to normal people, but we've got no real need for that. Esports is hitting the audience it needs. If it keeps going on track like this, it will go to great places with or without TV.
The future of esports is completely up in the air. I'm still terrified of having a job in this industry sometimes because we've seen it come and go before, but it seems more stable these days. But the future of esports is down to the people who watch the games, who play the games, who build the content, and I just hope we keep doing it. I hope it grows and it keeps getting bigger because we're so close to being somewhere phenomenal, but we're always just constantly improving. So I wish I could give you an answer, but I have no idea. I just hope it keeps going.
The future for it is getting it more well known and getting it put in a more positive light for people to actually accept esports as a real sport.
The next big development in esports will be more platforms. It will outgrow the PC. Still the PC is gonna stay the core of it for a long time, but esports on consoles, esports on mobile, esports on tablet is just a question of time, and unfortunately I never know the right timing. Apart from that, it's just gonna be these ultimate events, these ultimate tournaments which are broadcasted live all over the world. The Frankfurt, the New York Madison Square Garden Theater, the San Jose Stadium Intel Extreme Masters events. This is really the future of esports, and they will get for themselves such a big importance in the gaming scene that they will soon overshine a couple of traditional trade fairs.
I, for one, really hope esports continues to grow, so we can keep bringing you more great tournaments like this one and stories about everyone connected to it. Thank you to all the teams who've taken part in the giffgaff Legends, and especially to the tournament admins who worked tirelessly behind the scenes. It's been a real pleasure to spend these last 7 weeks with you, and we'll be back in 2015, so watch this space. Goodbye.
Ha ha ha!